It's been almost 2 years since I last did a Dingo movie review, believe it or don't, so let's jump back into their barely animated classics with The Little Deer, aka Goldie, their Bambi ripoff. Dingo's Goldie is most notable to all of us because this is the movie that introduced the character of Wooshel into the Dingoverse.
Sounds like Goldie is the worst Dingo release of all time, then.
The cover even doubles us up as we've got Bambi with Chip and Dale.
Double Wooshels? No.
So this is an interesting change here. Wooshel has been renamed to Bushy, which is sort of a translation of Wooshel's name, as that could mean like fuzzy or bushy.
Wooshel, by any other name, is still a miserable bastard.
What did I ever do to you, Waboo?
You know what you did. You were born.
So, how is this tree moving around? So, all the animals gathering around as the deer is born might remind you of a certain Disney movie. I mean, though, Dingo's just so subtle with copying Bambi elements in their Goldie movie, so it's hard to say where they got their inspiration from. By the way, the Italian version of this movie put out by Lego Kart was straight up named Bambi. This was released in 2002, and the copyright on the original Bambi novel hadn't ended back then, so they probably shouldn't have done that. In fact, Disney fought with the original copyright holders of Bambi, trying to argue it should be in the public domain, which ended up not happening in the US until January 1st, 2022. There's absolutely no irony at all with Disney trying to argue that something should be in the public domain already.
It's really golden. What's its name?
Pony Boy.
That reference was so stupid.
Agreed. Stay golden, Waboo.
We haven't had any time to think about its name.
But Bushy's just found it, said the mother deer. Didn't you say the little fawn looks golden? So Goldie is the right name for my daughter.
Oh, you see, Goldie is female, unlike boy Bambi, so this is completely different.
Wooshel was so happy.
This movie sucks.
The human beings could be dangerous.
But not as dangerous as creepy trees who look like they came from the living forest in Mortal Kombat.
And sometimes, the tree said,
Story-interrupting bear!
You know, just like the bears that apparently don't exist in this forest anymore.
As Goldie had never seen a man before, she could not quite believe the stories told by the trees.
Goldie decided she hated the trees and would kill them all.
Take care, Wooshel shouted.
Bushy instead says watch out, which is less awkward than saying take care.
Watch out! Bushy shouted, but it was too late. Goldie had fallen into the pond.
Even alternate dimension Wooshel is smarter than normal Wooshel.
Goldie was filmed in front of a live stupid seal audience. Oh, to be in the Dingoverse and find absolutely everything so damn hell funny.
Wooshel laughed his head off.
Literally.
They asked all the animals whether they had seen Goldie's mother.
You're not gonna pin this one on me!
I don't know where she is. I'm not even supposed to exist, apparently.
Did they have guns? Did they kill my mother?
I don't know.
I probably could have told you I seen this happen hours ago, but I was too busy lollapping.
One day, an old wandering bear came into the magic forest.
Despair-interrupting bear!
That's right, another bear that supposedly doesn't exist anymore.
The bear listened full of interest.
That's the face of being full of interest right there.
I'm interested.
Where's the bear? Near the old trees.
The bed told Goldie while it went into hover mode.
Where did you see my mother?
That is a sad and long story, the bear said.
But I'm full of interest. Look at my face.
Sometimes we're just caught and locked up by the human beings. Every day many people turn up and look through the fence.
I guess this bear went to the zoo and said, "Enjoy your jail, suckers."
We are never unwatched.
I say we, but I mean they, because I went and watched them too, and laughed.
Often the people bring along drinks and food, and then they throw the empty tins and bottles behind the fence.
And you have gotta see the Janice's family exhibit at the zoo. It is hilarious.
I'm as glad as you are.
That was weird.
There was a nibbling and a scratching.
They were eating a ton of popcorn on the other side of the fence.
This is great. I hope they keep Goldie's mother in here forever.
If you can make yourselves very small, you can slip through the fence. She was at last able to slip through the fence.
Ugh, 0 out of 10.
Because some of the animals were injured and very weak.
But really, Extinct Bear just wanted to Samoan drop the deer. And yep, the tree is even creepier when it smiles. The animals definitely need to escape this evil forest.
And don't forget about me, the stupid seal. I did nothing. Who the hell watches that and gives Wushel a movie career after that? I never should have had to work with that guy.
Oh, Wabu, you are the living forest end.
This zoo is so stupid. Get some real animals. That's alright, I guess.
So, my respect for Dingo Pictures' animation has increased 0.0000001%. But still an increase. So, this is a weird one. Dingo has changed Eurystheus, the king born before Hercules because of Hera and the one who gives Hercules his 12 labors, into Aristides. Like the actual historical figure Aristides the Just, I guess. Seems kinda strange to turn him into a sniveling little wiener boy.
È un bellissimo bambino.
Never mind, Hercules was a mistake.
Actually, I was gonna name him Heracles. You think Hera would like that?
I don't know, I'm drunk and I suck. I'm gonna go be a sex pest as a swan. Yeah, classic Zeus. Hate that guy. Why do I get no respect? Also, did you know there were Dalmatians around ancient Greece? Well, Dingo Pictures does.
Un altro che aspira a diventare eroe. Ignorante.
Ma chi è quella ragazza?
Credo che sia Megara.
Niente male.
Non credo che tu le piaccia.
You're as woke as a jokey, Eolus.
Am I seriously missing an Ain Dingo narration? Is this what Hercules has driven me to? Yeah, sure. I guess Hercules will end up the People's Champion in 2014 when The Rock plays him.
What the hell happened to you?
Finalmente sta arrivando qualcuno. È passato tanto di quel tempo da quando è venuto qualcuno con l'intenzione di sconfiggerci.
We've been standing in front of this cave doing nothing for years. Why is that funny exactly? Now that's funny. That's seriously it? I'm so ashamed to be part of Dingo sometimes.
Ercole, da oggi immortale e sovrano di tutto il popolo greco.
That means no one respects you anymore, idiot. Like father, like son.
Bow before me, Phelan, for I completed one off-screen labor, and I am now the new Zeus. I am Zeus Boo.
Wow, you realize that means I just lost all respect for you, right?
Wait, Did you really have respect for me before? Yeah, I guarantee it, Wooshel. Now that you are the new Zeus, you'll get tons of respect around here.
Wow! It's finally my time! Thanks, Wabu! Why are you laughing?
Shut up, Wooshel. If you see my video on the Animal Soccer World ebook, I'm sure you did your best to try and forget it. Well, now it's time to jump back into Bizarro Dingo Pictures with the ebook on Dalmatians, Puppies in Trouble. Now, from what I've heard, these Edutained for Kids adaptations of Dingo Pictures movies weren't actually authorized by Dingo Pictures. So, yeah, Dingo Pictures, I guess, got knocked off with these books. The knockoffs got knocked off. Actually, the PlayStation 1 and 2 ports of Dingo Pictures movies by Phoenix and Midas, you know, the way most of us became aware of the Dingo world, apparently weren't properly licensed either. So that's pretty crazy. So, to follow the chain that led us here, we got 101 Dalmatians. Dingo rips that off with their movie. That movie gets bootlegged and slapped onto PlayStation 1 and 2 under many names, and then Edutained for Kids rips off the rip-off story, most likely due to it being ripped off. Now, you might recall that all these Edutained for Kids books were authored by the fictional Hans Christian Andersen ripoff, Hans David Andersen. I'll give it to Edutained for Kids, though, for at least not confusingly naming this book Dalmatians 5 or something. They just gave it the subtitle Puppies in Trouble. I guess the Crow is supposed to be narrating this, like usual. But they forgot the most important part of the Crow dialogue. Zzzt.
Isn't that idyllic?
They suddenly got scared.
That looks more crazed than scared to me. Oh, and another bonus for how poorly the ebook works. If you leave the screen inactive, your phone will go to sleep, stopping the audio. Plus, there's no way to skip back to where you were, so you have to start it from the beginning again. Oh wow, Edutained for Kids is going hard here by making them demon dogs. Shouldn't Vera be drawn in a completely different style so she looks like she doesn't belong here?
What do you think you pups are doing? Asked Boss with his big voice.
We were just trying to get some butt radio time.
They would get some harsh beating from Pollux.
I love the beatings. They deserve it. Don't make me be the one with standards, you messed up version of me.
They wish that someone would rescue them from the notorious duo.
I could do that, but I won't.
Freddy and Vera volunteered to head out first, and Butcher was furious that the two did not tag him along.
So Butcher immediately springs into action and shows he is actually the only smart one. Oh wait, no he doesn't. He sits around while Vera and Freddy chase Charlie Cat around. And after that, Boss and Tramp do the same thing. Gotta love these heartless dogs that dick around while puppies are forced into labor and get beaten. Meanwhile, the puppies were actually dying in the building right beside them, and were never found because Freddy and Vera were assholes. The end.
Some of Gang were still surprised that all this information came from Butcher.
Some of Gang wonder why English's so good. Good thing the narrator didn't read, "If only Butcher realized these sooners," 'cause then it wouldn't have made sense. Right after this, though, Boss chased Charlie again. Timmy and Toby's skeletons were found a year later.
And the two Dobermans felt fear.
We are completely helpless without a net dropping from the ceiling.
The Crow and Butcher stayed with them,
bumming off them for the rest of their lives.
The end.
Wow, that was amazingly pointless. I do wonder who the poor guy who had to read the one and only audiobook by Edutained for Kids was, but more than likely,
we will never know.
And now Wabu and bootleg Wabu called Dingo are best of friends.
I am going to kill you, bootleg Wabu!
Close enough. Back in 2014, I fell into the world of Dingo Pictures with Lion and the King, and now it's finally time to review the movie that came before it, De König der Tiere, aka Lion and the King 0. As I've mentioned a few times, releases of Dingo Pictures movies are a giant mess. Here I have 2 DVDs of De König der Tiere, except these aren't the same movie. This De König der Tiere is the first movie, and this De König der Tiere is the second movie.
You, of course, remember the story of Robin and Mew Mew.
That movie was, of course, released on PS1 as Lion and the King by Midas, and then Lion and the King 2 by Phoenix, then on PS2 as Son of the Lion King, then on DVD as The Lion and His Son 2. Phoenix was gonna release it again as Lion and the King 3 on DS and Wii, but it seems at this point that this never actually got past the planning stages. I found a site that supposedly sold the Wii version at some point, but I doubt that ever actually worked. I have this movie on VCD as well, because why wouldn't I? Then I also have the Spanish VCDs of both Lion and the King movies. What I kind of love about these is they are VCDs that try and pass themselves off as DVDs by putting DVD compatible on them. Also, the subtitle for the second movie was Simba, and they put an even more blatant Simba ripoff on the cover, along with a weird clip art deer. Oh, and Wushel also plays a prominent role in this one.
Wushel? Who keeps putting stupid Wushel in these movies? This is bullshit! Needs more Wabu and less Wushel!
This is one of the unnecessarily long Dingo Pictures movies, coming in at 48 minutes and 40 seconds, so you know what that means? A bunch of pointless drawn-out walking scenes. You really try my patience sometimes, Dingo.
I lick my lips at water and say, Hoonga! What's the matter, me?
Is Uncle Albert just trying to ask Wushel to get into his mouth?
Well, I already like Uncle Albert way more than that stupid Dundee.
What's the matter, me?
Stop asking that. You know exactly what's the matter, you. Work ethic interrupting bear! My campaign slogan will be Diamonds. Remember that? Isn't that in the future for us? Shut up.
Once I have my baby, everyone will be so happy for me, they'll forget what a shitty king I am.
Computer! Wir bestechen sie mit Computern!
Oh, of course! They'll just find some of those wild computers growing out in the desert. The Bluebirds tell the Vultures about the computer betrayal offer, but there has to be a long discussion about also getting color screens, printers, and modems.
Du sollst ein Telefon und ein Modem haben.
I hope they at least get high-speed dial-up out in the jungle. Where Robin got the computers from is anyone's guess. Like, do the animals have stores we never see in these movies? Or did he buy them from the dangerous humans we never see with those diamonds that King Makad said they must never find out about? Then the Vultures somehow have their worth-killing-for gummy bears in a very oddly shaped sack. Maybe the Vultures make their own gummy bears. They just need a few Dalmatian puppies on their production line.
Purring and licking. Noch ein bisschen Acid und noch ein bisschen Schlafmittelchen und noch ein...
So, yeah, they're just gonna murder Bokassa. It's all good.
Noch einmal eine Verspätung und ich fresse dich ungekocht.
Wohl bekommst.
Gift! Du hast mir Gift in mein Fressen getan!
Yes, Dingo seriously played the wah-wah music for the poisoning. Who eats gummy bears like that? Stupid bear doesn't know anything.
Das ist also Bokassa. Was machen wir jetzt mit ihm?
Doch nein, wir sind keine Barbaren und Mörder.
Wir setzen ihn auf ein Floß und das Floß auf den Fluss und bis er aufwacht, ist er schon ganz weit weg.
Vielleicht sogar schon auf dem Meer.
Oh yeah, you won't kill Bokassa. You'll just leave him poisoned floating away on a raft into the middle of the ocean. Totally different.
And it was the animals owed it to Little Robin's cleverness that they could cheat and drive away the panther.
Drive him away to death? I guess, though, we have to assume his future gorilla wife found him and saved Bokassa. You know, so they could have Mew Mew or Kino or whoever he was.
You will vote for Wabu as the new king. Wabu is your master. The lions are your enemy.
Yes, Master Wabu. I'm not so easily convinced.
I will give you cheap candy.
I will poison the shit out of those lions. Robin, you idiot! Bringing the internet to the jungle was not done. It has destroyed our entire reign of terror.
Get out.
And that's how Wabu became the king of the forest. I guess. Charlie, again? Really, Dingo? Why do you reuse names so often?
Oh wow, am I glad you found me. I could have frozen or died of—
Let's pretend we saw nothing.
Hands up! Uncle Theobald!
It's just us!
This just in. The incompetent mouse police accidentally shot 2 more people today by pulling their guns before actually looking at anything.
No, please be patient. Willie will be here any moment with the cheese, okay?
And yes, this really is the voice I'm going with.
There's a reward to be had. Come.
The reward could even be crappy clip art treasure.
Uncle Theobald.
What's wrong? They've taken the case away from me.
Something about me being grossly incompetent and almost killing my niece and nephew. Now reach for the sky, you cretins!
Wow, Dingo. You've hit a new low for animation. Now let me get up and leave.
I didn't even know we could be that lazy. Why do I bother with my snap bracelet feet when I can just jump cut? Wow! This sucks.
Why is there a mouse hooker? I mean, really now, Dingo Pictures, who is this movie for?
But in future, if you don't recognize the voice, keep the door closed.
Smartass.
The Mouse Police, rated N for no one.
That's impossible. A robber's den in my cellar. When did you last use your cellar?
It's been ages.
That entire sewer system is the cellar for the Cheese Hut, and they had somehow missed that an organized crime syndicate had set up shop in it? It's really the layers of stupid packed into one sentence that really brings out the damn hell aroma that is Dingo Pictures.
Rubbish. We'll have to free Sophie ourselves. Put on a smile.
Breaking news! Children just as happy that gang is caught as they were when they were robbing everyone! Another exclusive! Oh, and this just in! We're cancelled!
Max and Sophie brought Rocky Rockford's infamous cheese gang to justice.
The 2 will receive a trip to Italy.
Off to Italy!
Cool! Us 2 against the mafia!
That's right! Sophie and Max take down the entire Italian cheese mafia in Mouse Police 2, coming never!
Wow, you guys gotta try this.
Cancel!